Gabriela Barrios, and today we will review all about the basic history of what is now known as the third eye. Pero before we begin, let me set the scope and limitations ng talk na to. So this is an introductory topic about the experience of being able to see ghosts and entities, otherwise known as the third eye. Pero for some of you, this will just be a review. And this is a review because most of you here will probably know the information that I'll share. Pero may mga kaibigan pa rin tayo who might be learning some of the things that I'm going to mention for the very first time. And gusto kong i-share na this is in response sa mga nag-raise ng questions sa Your Honor Halloween Special. Tapos, yung coverage po ng topic na to will include everything that we can find in the historical record. So meaning to say, yung mga evidence in the form of literature, material artifact, and if possible, oral tradition. Half of this presentation will also delve into the religion of Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma. Kasi, no matter where we got our idea regarding the third eye, Sanatana Dharma is where the idea originated from. So this talk will briefly reference names people call ghosts at saka unseen entities throughout history. Pero hindi po tayo magde-delve sa specifics. Hindi tayo magde-delve in depth into topics such as the type of beings, systems of indigenous folk belief, yung mga Filipino esoteric tradition, topics regarding consciousness, spiritual awakening, about the chakra, about the astral plane. Yung mga topic pong ito, briefly sila mame-mention, pero they deserve separate learning sessions po. So, not today. And then lastly, let me state na itong work po na pagko-chronicle natin sa history of being able to see ghosts and other entities is an enduring topic of research. So yung mga ideas po na ipepresent natin today, these are subject continuous improvement at saka revision na din. So, ngayong naset na natin yung coverage ng topic, tara mag-dive in na tayo. Start po tayo sa prehistory. So, accounts of the ability to see beings and entities can be mapped throughout human history. Wala tayong proof ng human experience in relation sa third eye noong prehistoric times. Much of it kasi is speculation. Kasi, wala pong artifact na existing today that will enable us to experience the prehistoric world in its original form. However, there are tantalizing evidence of a belief in the spirit world. For example, meron pong na-excavate sa Iraq. Neanderthal burial ground siya. Tapos, yung mga archaeologists, may nakita sila sa mismong bodies ng mga Neanderthal na sign of flowers, wild flowers. So what does this suggest? This suggests that Neanderthals have a complex idea concerning life and death, and possibly even the afterlife. So, in ancient civilizations, there are accounts about the ability to see ghosts and entities. And with this, may gusto po akong malaman ninyo at i-share na rin. Giving a name to an experience makes it real. So in ancient Mesopotamia, Gilgamesh, which is the Sumerian version of Hercules, is visited by a friend of his, na sidekick niya. Ang pangalan ng sidekick niya is Enkidu. So there we have yung evidence ng human experience of seeing ghosts in an old literature. And in Sumeria, ang tawag nila sa spirit of a dead person is Gidim. And then hundreds of years later sa Acadia, sorry for this, ang tawag naman nila sa spirit ng tao is Etemu. Now we go sa Egypt. So sa Egypt, not everyone can see ghosts. Only mediums and magicians can. Now if we go to Israel, wala tayong account sa Old Testament, not even the Torah, concerning the third eye. Pero meron tayong scene wherein si Haring Saul, King Saul, sought the help of a certain witch of Endor para makakonect sa spirit ni Prophet Samuel. If you remember, Prophet Samuel, siya po yung nag-declare na si David ang susunod na hari after Saul. So, in relation dito, makikita natin na even though walang na-mention about belief sa third eye, meron silang reference sa necromancy. Ngayon magpunta naman tayo sa ancient Greek and Roman civilization. So yung concept ng spirits, pwede nating makita sa literature ng ancient Greece and Rome. And usually ito yung mga reference ng mga people entering and departing Hades. So ang tawag naman nila sa malevolent spirit is lemures. Tapos, ang tawag nila sa mga benevolent spirits or ancestral spirits are manes or manes. Tapos may tawag din sila sa mga intelligent spirits. They call these daimons. And then, according sa ancient Greece and Rome, not everyone has the ability to see spirits. And yung mga tao na usually nag-i-interact sa mga beings na to are priests and shamans. Now, we travel to India. In our present India, since we live in a time called Kali Yuga, hindi lahat ng tao nakakita ng spirits. Those who can are the rishis, the Brahmin, and those performing devotional and spiritual practices. Sila yung mga example ng mga individuals in dharmic society who interact with the unseen world. Now sa China naman, ancient Chinese viewed seeing spirits as some sort of an ability. And the belief persisted due to a mixture of animism at saka ancestor worship. Now, yung mga indigenous tribes naman, as we know, an example of this are yung mga nakatira pa rin along the Amazon basin and other remote areas in the world. So belief in ghosts and other unseen beings is part of their everyday life in the worldview of animism. Now, if we travel further sa Dark Ages, medieval times, tsaka Middle Ages, actually, people didn't have the concept of a third eye. Pero, yung experience na nakakakita ng ghosts and spirits, it was viewed in the lens of Christianity. So instead of third eye, ang tawag nila dito ay second sight. And medieval people, they believe in ghosts. And they also believe that there are people who can see these beings. At tapos, ghosts, they are viewed as either demonic or they are souls in purgatory na nagpapakita sa mga tao para mag-request na pagdasal sila. People who have the ability to see ghosts and other spirits, they're not viewed as having special abilities. Pero ang tawag sa kanila ay seers, different from the seers of the present time. Not everyone can see ghosts and spirits. Now, we move forward sa Age of Enlightenment. So sa Age of Enlightenment, ito na yung period kung saan na-born ang scientific method. So it means, yung belief in ghosts and spirits, it persisted, pero learned men have now tried to understand them in terms of rationalism or skepticism, also by medical viewpoint, and kasama pa rin naman yung religion. Now we go sa modern times at saka present times. So the ability to see ghosts and spirits falls under pseudoscience. Kasi mahirap siyang i-prove, right? So ngayon, if you have the ability to see ghosts and other entities, it's either you are hallucinating, You have pareidolia, you're undergoing a stage of grief, can also be attributed to environmental factors such as yung tinatawag na infrasound, electromagnetic field, even toxins. Tsaka, yung most common is maybe you're having a mental health condition or you have a sick mind. Pero sa Western perspective ito, if we go to the East, Eastern cultures have a more sophisticated explanation about it. So in summary, across history and cultures, people have always reported seeing spirits. It's either you see spirits coincidentally or you're born with the ability. From Neanderthal burials hinting at afterlife beliefs to ancient epics and folk traditions nationwide. Tapos, belief of a third eye, medyo speculative pa rin siya kasi nga wala tayong evidence. There are people who can see ghosts and entities. Certain societies have specialists trained to interact with ghosts and spirits, including shamans, shamanic practitioners, Brahmin priests, the rishis, yung mga taong may spiritual devotion. Tapos, some societies view the ability of seeing entities as normal. Some view it with suspicion. Kasi yung gift can either have divine or diabolical origins. And then makita rin natin na yung interpretation of people, yung overall attitude concerning them na nakakita sa ghosts and entities, they shift over time. So, Enlightenment rationalism referred to sightings as having perhaps medical origin, or it can be attributed to the environment, tapos pwedeng pathological. As sa Eastern naman, specifically yung mga dharmic religions, including the Chinese, yung mga Thailanders, Koreans, and Japanese, they have more sophisticated and spiritually integrated explanations concerning this ability to see ghosts and other entities. Now, let's try to address some of the questions na people had concerning the ability to see ghosts and other entities. So,
Ako si Roberta Ayano, Calacota, Batangas City, na nagpapatherapy dito sa
isa sa mga enduring questions are, number one, is there a distinction between the ability to see unseen beings at saka yung third eye? So, yung concept po ng third eye, it came from India. And it is associated po with the Agya Chakra. And in Sanskrit, the word Agya means to perceive and command. Chakras, ito yung mga energy portals or centers in the human body that distribute the energy of our life force. Tapos, the ability to see ghosts and entities, ito ay isang function or utility of the Agya Chakra. Pero, hindi yon ang sole purpose ng Agya Chakra. Yung analogy siguro na pwede nating i-present para maintindihan natin yung relation of the ability to see things, beings and entities from the unseen world, the Agya Chakra would be yung modern Android or iPhone natin, wherein yung ability to see the unseen world sa siyang system app ng phone. So system app meaning kahit burahin mo siya, nandun pa rin siya. Yung Agya Chakra, ito yung entire product. And the phone, as you know, its main purpose is a communication device. Hindi siya nag-exist for the app alone. So another question would be, can the ability to see unseen beings be turned off? Now, yung answer dito can be culturally relativistic. I've asked someone, a Hindu priest who I view as my Guruji, I asked him about this, and according to him, in Abrahamic at saka Filipino folk and indigenous religions, yes, pwedeng i-turn off yung third eye. But only because yung sophisticated system to understand the chakra is not present in that worldview. At saka what happens there is not a true closing but a sealing, which means ginagawa lang siyang dormant or inactive. Now, in Vedic or Dharmic religions, once the Agya chakra is open, hindi na siya pwedeng i-close. Kasi po yung third eye does not only refer sa ability natin na makakita ng ghosts, entities, pero it is also about enlightenment, the ability to comprehend the illusions beyond this mortal plane of existence. Ibig sabihin, yung opening ng Agya chakra, it is an event associated to higher consciousness or spiritual awakening or higher wisdom. And then, yung manifestation actually ng mga psychic abilities, yung mga to are brushed aside and they're not seen as spiritual attainments or signs na nagiging spiritually developed ka na. Simply because, actually even lower entities can grant a person siddhis or supernatural powers, including the gift of seeing ghosts and entities. Kaya, advice lang po sa ating mga kaibigan, careful po tayo. Hindi natin alam yung mga tinatawag nating spirit guide, hindi sila divine origin. Kaya, as much as possible, do your own research first before wishing to venture into something na mahirap alisan in the future. Now, we go sa potential for future research. Kasi here sa Paranormal Philippines, we try to understand yung phenomenon. Siyempre, magtatanong din tayo. Kasi, para maintindihan natin yung isang bagay, lalo na it's very tricky, especially it's about the paranormal, tsaka it's about mysterious things. Kailangan gamitin pa rin natin yung best judgment natin para nang sa ganon, makapag-share tayo ng responsible information sa lahat. And of course, kasi meron din siyang mental health dimension. So one of the questions na pwede nating i-look into for further research would be, to find more distinctions between the ability to see entities at saka yung opening ng Agya chakra. Ano ba yung talagang difference nila? Tapos, how can we understand how the process of the third eye closing occurs within the context of Abrahamic or Filipino folk and indigenous religions? Tapos, hindi pa natin masyadong na-understand din yung experience ng Agya chakra activation. Paano siya nangyayari? Ano yung underlying mechanisms niya? Ano yung nangyayari sa tao once the chakra is activated? And then, is the opening of the third eye a trigger for anomalous experiences? So may mga account, hindi pa natin masyadong na-explore yung topic na to. Tapos, may profile ba? At saka ano yung common characteristics ng mga taong bukas ang third eye? And then lastly, another avenue for research would be kung ano yung spiritual and religious significance ng subject na ito. So, that concludes yung review natin into the history of the third eye. Marami pong salamat sa pag-join ninyo sa